Since May 2023, I've enjoyed flying on Frontier GoWild. I've flown to Costa Rica, toured a migrant camp in Tijuana, Mexico, and visited my mother in Georgia. I discovered that using the GoWild Pass was fairly easy for one-way or round-trip flights. But how good would it work on multi-city flights? My next flight was July 27th. I flew from DC, my hometown, to San Diego for business. I also spent a few days in Tijuana to get PRP treatment and to hang out with friends.
Alright,
Okay,
there you go.
what does that call us?
That's the amatriciana pasta. It's the garlic and chili oil.
On August 3rd, I crossed the border and rushed to board a red-eye flight back home. But to my dismay, the flight was canceled. I ended up spending a couple more days in San Diego, a situation which I certainly didn't mind. A few days later, I boarded a flight to BWI via Orlando. I arrived in Orlando in the wee hours of the morning, so I took a nap at the USO. When I woke up, I saw an email from Frontier asking volunteers to give up their seats due to a change to a smaller aircraft. I happily volunteered and received a voucher for $250 in return. My flight was rescheduled for August the 8th, but then when I arrived at the gate, an announcement was made that this flight to Baltimore was canceled due to severe weather along the mid-Atlantic coast. So after 3 cancellations, one that was the fault of Frontier, one where I volunteered to give up my seat, and another due to weather, maybe it wasn't meant for me to return home. So I logged onto the Frontier website to see where else I could go. I found a flight to Nonstop, Bahamas for only $30 and decided, why not?
Here in Margaritaville, it's been a very nice day, just relaxing. Swimming here in the beach, going to fish fry, enjoying some conch salad.
When it was time to fly back to DC, I noticed that it would be easier to fly to San Juan, Puerto Rico.
It's my first time visiting. A lot of Puerto Ricans here are very friendly. Last night I visited La Placita. It was highly recommended, and boy, it did not disappoint.
San Juan was my 5th airport on this trip. Punta Cana was only a 55-minute flight, so I decided to take another leap. Since purchasing GoWild earlier this summer, I wondered just how far I could fly on GoWild before returning home. Could I visit 10 different airports? How many airports could I visit on one trip?
Layovers counted as long as I left the airport and went out to town.
My next airport was Miami on August 22nd, where I visited an Italian restaurant by the Blue Lagoon. And the following day, I went to Atlanta, where I patronized the legendary Spondivitz seafood restaurant. I arrived at BWI on August 23rd so that I could attend Word Camp in National Harbor, Maryland, and also at the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C. On August 29th, I departed BWI for Dallas-Fort Worth.
So here is a train that's going to take me back to DFW.
Where I caught a train to the Grapevine and enjoyed barbecue brisket sliders. On August 30th, I flew to Ontario, California, where I visited the USO in the morning, and then flew to San Francisco and visited a Cantonese restaurant near the airport. On August 31st,
I caught a flight to Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, via Orlando. Because I had flown to Orlando already, this stop didn't count in my Frontier GoWild journey. I did, however, rent a car, and drove 4 hours to Cedar Key, Florida, in the Gulf Coast to scope the damage caused by Hurricane Idalia.
It's going to take many months, but hopefully they'll be back up on their feet. And they're already doing a lot of the repairs right now.
Here on 352, you know what time it is. Hurricane Idalia.
On September 1st, I flew to Santo Domingo, my second trip to the Dominican
My last
Republic.
night here in Boca Chica, a small beach town just 15 minutes from Santo Domingo Airport. But here you can see people stay up late. A lot of families out here.
On September the 3rd, I left Dominican Republic and flew to Las Vegas via Atlanta.
So I'm here in Vegas. This is number 14
I spent the night
of this
in Vegas, and then on September 4th, I flew to Phoenix.
But then I faced difficulty catching a flight out to Chicago due to the website login not working for over 24 hours because you can only book GoWild via the website without the option of using the app or contacting customer service. You're left with no alternatives. Thankfully, by the next morning, the site was repaired and I was able to book a flight to Chicago Midway Airport.
So this is where you catch the train from Midway to downtown on the Orange Line.
But on September the 6th, when I was trying to book a flight to Denver, I was unable to log into the site once again, and customer service informed me that I would be locked out for at least 24 hours.
So here I am still in Chicago, MDW. The fiasco with Frontier locking me out for all day long, and I've been trying to log in dozens of times. I've talked to customer service about 4 different times. They give me different answers, all ranging from I got locked out for 24 hours for no reason, or that the website was down. And finally, I just gave up and said, okay, I'm just gonna have to book a flight. It's a flight that leaves tonight. It's a GoWild eligible flight, so it does count, except I paid the full price for it.
Then on September the 6th, I flew to Denver.
I'm gonna catch this train. It's gonna take me downtown.
So here we are at the Union Station here in Denver in the heart of Mile High City.
And September 7th, finally, to DCA, where my journey started over 6 weeks ago.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the great flight. I've been gone 6 weeks, and we did it. We completed the journey, the Odyssey. Visited 17 different airports, flying GoWild exclusively. We started in DC 6 weeks ago, and now we end in DC today, September 7th.
Are you ready to do the Frontier GoWild challenge? Here's the rules. You must start and stop at the same airport. In my case, my home airport, DCA. You must fly on Frontier GoWild exclusively. You're not allowed to skip airports. For example, you're not allowed to take a train from DCA to BWI. When you fly to an airport, you must fly out of the same airport. Layovers count, but you must depart the airport and go out in town and enjoy what each location has to offer. It could be a few hours, or it could be several days. There's no time limit. It's really up to you. You're allowed to visit an airport multiple times, but it only counts once. Once you return home, your trip comes to an end. That's why this challenge is difficult. I've been traveling with just a backpack and very few spare clothes for the past month. I'm an accidental tourist. When I departed DCA to San Diego on July 27th, my only plans was to catch a return flight. But due to cancellations and weather, I decided to make the best of it. And before long, I decided to see just how far I could go. All in all, I visited 17 different airports with Frontier GoWild exclusively in 6 weeks. How many airports can you visit on one trip? I dare you to take the GoWild challenge.
Good morning, Frontier passengers. My name is Christina and I'm here with the marketing team. And I have a really special announcement for you. We have a really special passenger aboard. He's in 3D right here. If everyone can give a hand for Mr. David Reich. Wave everyone, and I'll tell you why he's so special to us. He is so special to us because he is our first ever passenger to reach 100 flights on his GoWild Pass. And if you don't know what the GoWild Pass is, it's an unlimited all-you-can-travel pass that gets you access to last-minute available seats, and he has hit his 100th since May. So if you do the math, that's about 0.7 flights a day. So he is very busy traveling on Frontier, and we really appreciate David for being a frequent flyer with us. And as a thank you to David and the rest of you for being Frontier passengers, we're going to award you all a $100 voucher off your next flight on Frontier. Appreciate all of you, and I hope you have a good flight.